The Black Fat Femme Podcast is a production of iHeartRadio and Dr. John Paul, LLC. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the award-winning Black Fat Femme Podcast, where all the intersections of identity are celebrated. I'm one of your hosts, John, also known as Dr. John Paul. And someone on the internet said that Jonathan Major dances like Bugs Bunny. And I really truly can't stop laughing. But outside of me cackling about the way that man dances, I definitely just wanted to say this on the air. Free Megan Good. I want every time I see her, that poor baby look like she's being held captive by Scientology. And I just want her to be free. Like she's being held.
Is she in Scientology?
No, but she looks like it.
But she looks like she is. Oh no.
She's giving, you know how people give you those eyes of like, help me? That's what
Please
I
help
see
me.
in her eyes every time.
We've seen Get Out before. She said, no.
I'm like, every time
Bye.
I see her, I'm like, somebody, please help this baby get free. Please. So I just wanted to say on the air, free Megan Good. Somebody please help this baby. But anyway, Joho, how you doing, girl?
Girl, wow. What can I say? I am, I can say that what could be has been unburdened by what has been. And by that, I mean I exist in the context in which I live and what came before me. And by that, I mean, fam, I am Jordan, aka Joho. And now that Pride season is over, I can officially say that I am tired of living through decades of historical shifts in just days. Like, I feel like this past week has just been like stuff that should have happened once every 100 years. It just keep happening in 24 hours. And now I'm just tired. Like, I feel like I'm aging by the day, a year per day is how it feels right now. But I'm here, I'm queer, and I am here for my Coconut Girl summer. It's going to be a fantastic summer, I'm sure.
Coconut Girl summer. I live.
All right. All the coconut memes are just really giving me like people like Project Coconut Commence, Coconut Summer. It's her summer today. I have to say on the air real quick, y'all. Like, it's just interesting to see. Like, I am here. How do I say this? I'm excited for. I will absolutely vote Kamala. I absolutely will. Like, I absolutely will for sure. I will whisper ACAB to myself as I scribble the little whole thing. Shout out to the person who tweeted that, because that was like relatable content.
Yeah.
I will be ACAB as I'm writing her name.
Yeah.
Because a cop is a cop. And also, like, it's just an interesting thing of seeing the switch up for all of us. Like, all of us have switched up so quick on like, ooh, Kamala to like, yes, Kamala, but also like, I get it. Like, we are really here trying to, beat this man that we don't want to be here at all. And I feel like at the very least, Kamala gives me like low key like unhinged auntie energy, and I'm really here for it. Yeah. I'm like, that actually would be the best thing for this country right now. Like, I would live for unhinged auntie.
I see Cheyenne.
That is what I
falling apart over there.
Cheyenne's like, no.
So
I get those Cheyenne's like, no or yes,
come in here and we can go ahead and get to this mess. We are welcoming back one of our favorite homies. One of the people who brought to our lexicon, I'm doing my African American best. They are journalist, digital creator, and podcaster. Yes, baby. Media personality and aspiring screenwriter. And the one thing I love about them, that everything that they do is inclusive of fat, black, IPOC, the IPOC, right? The indigenous people of color, but specifically black people, with characters and perspectives. So come on in here, Cheyenne, and let's get to the best. Talking about Miss Kamala, I know everybody, that is the hottest topic this morning. And when you all listen to this, it'll probably be about a week old. But the reality is everybody's still kind of fresh on it. So I see you over there falling apart. What's going on, child?
I want to be excited, but I'm not.
Same.
Because I feel like we kind of are just in a place now where we kind of just have to accept our reality, and try to make space for holding what happens next. Because I don't want either. Damn sure don't want Trump. I don't necessarily want her either, because I really haven't seen her do much except for get blowouts and wear pantsuits this whole 4 years. So I really don't know what she can do besides being a cop.
You said, "What do you do successfully?"
Right.
Quickly.
But
Quickly.
and again, I really want black people to win. I really want black people to be in office, but I also want to hold space for like all skin folk and kinfolk. So I don't know how to hold her
Yeah.
in this moment. However, I am mostly really urging people like I don't really know about the federal voting, but I do know about the local ones. And I think we really need to get acclimated with
Yes.
being better about our local and statewide politics because that is
Yes.
really going to affect us quicker than the federal stuff does. Even though, yes, the federal stuff
Mhm.
is impacting us greatly, I do think that we really should be looking at, our state politics. So I live in the state of New Jersey, which is notoriously a swing state. We also have a cop who is in office right now, Philip Murphy, with
Yeah.
his 5 children.
Mhm.
Because he always got to remind us that he got 5 kids and that he legalized weed. And baby, listen. I'm
Mhm.
happy he legalized weed. Amen.
Yeah.
But like, baby, I need you to come up with something else. So now we're
Can you come up with something else? Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
Like,
trying to
Can you
figure
give us
out like,
something else? Yeah.
and he almost lost last time. There was a really like super conservative man
mm,
that ran, and the people don't realize New Jersey got a lot of like white supremacists living here. Like New
I
Jersey has
believe
a
it.
high
Mhm.
KKK population,
I
especially in
believe
South
it.
Jersey.
Mhm.
Baby, they percolating too. You know how to listen. They done got the MAGA hat. You know
Yeah.
they playing proud to be an American in the background while they drive down 95 in their
With them
Ford
big
F
ass
one fifty.
flags on their cars. Yep.
You know, and they always got a Ford F 150 with
Uh-huh.
some damn off road tires. Y'all know how they be acting.
not the
Same out here
So
too. It's the same
yeah,
here.
so
same out here.
Mhm.
But okay, but I do have to say though, this is this is embarrassing. But Proud to Be American, when I was a child, that song was about there was this like girl cover of it.
no,
Like and I this is back, when like you're a kid that you have no idea what politics actually are. And you and like but and I don't know, like we played this in my school all the time. In my school was my school was my school, I would say like probably like a very like liberal, like I mean liberal school in the sense of we're all like kids of color in the school. But the way we played this girl's version of Proud to Be American, well, at
no,
least I know I'm free. I was like,
no,
girl,
Oh
and
God. Well, I mean,
literally, like
no.
when I grew up, I was like, so why are we singing the song again, y'all? Like,
oh yeah.
I did not.
I'm
Okay,
in the same
okay,
mind.
but
There are
like,
a lot of songs that now I look back.
she bought when I was younger.
Yep, and be like, this song is even like the Star Spangled Banner is such a like when you really think about the history of it, it's
Yeah,
it's
it's like
yeah, and that's the we
if the song came on
mhm.
in the car, would my I hum along? Maybe.
Yes.
Would but do I believe in the
No.
song? No, I'm
Mm-mm.
like I hate this
Mm-mm.
song.
No.
Actually hate the song lyrically, but like it's a core memory of mine on this girl singing it, and it lives in my head rent free. And someone's like,
Get out of here. Get out of here.
so
Well,
bad. And so, but okay, well
yes.
let me take us to our first actual segment where we will get into more embarrassing things. I can't believe I shared that first. All right, y'all. So what we're here always asking is the best still running. We want to start this week off by giving Miss Tisha Campbell her flowers like we do every week in our Still Here seggy. Now I'm gonna ask y'all, besides what I just said, what's the most embarrassing thing that you've
I
done and that
hate
you've
it.
learned from? So I can't use that example because I didn't learn from it because I still was like a Bob. But what I can share with you, so I'll start. We'll kick it to Cheyenne, then we'll kick it to me. So let me tell y'all about the first time I got crossfaded and why it had taught me to never do it again. The first and last time. For those who don't know, look it up. I'm not here to tell you this. Like
Right.
it's not.
Right.
I'm not here to give you information. But once upon a time when I was but a wee lad trying to be influencer in the world, one of my dearest people worked for like an influencing company, and this one evening they had their they had their like rap party. They'd always film influencers. They film like really interesting, wild people. And they had their rap party in Hollywood, and they were on this like beautiful Hollywood Hills, Hollywood Hills home that was like 3 stories tall. And so I went with my friend because she's my bestie. She's like, I want you to come. She was like, I want you to meet some meet some folks that can get you in the industry.
Mhm.
And her boss was like, we're gonna go upstairs and like pass the Dutch. And I was like, okay, well, and he invited me, and I was like, I can't say no and look like a punk. and from my friend, because I'm trying
Not
to make
the
sure that she
peer
gets
pressure of
promoted.
it all.
Like I was but an impressionable, and impressionable young influencer. So I can't be a punk and say no. I have to make her look good. So I was like, work, I'll do it. They also had an open bar and a lot and like free and like a lot of mimosas.
I already know where this is
So
going.
you know this is going. So I went to the rooftop. It was me and like 18 other people, just passing around. Which I will say in hindsight, I was like, girl, I could have got the herpes. I'm like, I mean, no stigma, and I'm also really glad that
Right, 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 right.
I emerged unscathed from that. Because I was like 18 people on the same one. That is a lot of mouths on this thing. And today, I would literally never. And so we did that. Then I went to the drinks, and I was like, oh, mimosas. And so I like after an hour, I was feeling loose, I was feeling good. I was like, oh, I feel really Gucci right now. But in my head, I also was like, you know what?
Uh-uh.
Like, I don't
Uh-uh.
feel like I was like, I don't feel it like that. Like, I feel like really good. And so
Cheyenne
here I
said,
am,
"Oh no,
not
ma'am."
Jaya's,
Mm-mm.
And so here I am on the rooftop. I'm on the rooftop, and I'm like on the balcony looking down at the
No.
grass. And I'm looking down at it, and I'm like, it looks so pretty, I could touch it. And
No.
I'm like reaching for the grass,
Yes.
right? And
No.
I'm reaching for
No.
the grass, and
Yes.
I'm like, hold up, this thing's actually really far. And I was like, okay, Jordan, you're on the third floor, so actually you should not be doing this. You should
Right.
not be doing this.
Right.
Like, don't be trying to touch the grass, girl. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm a little tipsy. Like, maybe I'm a little tipsy. And so I like grab the railing, and I like pull myself on the railing and throw myself against the wall. So I'm against the wall, like, okay. She's obviously like a little tipsy. You're good. Like, just don't go to the balcony no more. Just like go downstairs and chill. And as I'm walking downstairs, this guy comes up to me and starts talking to me. He's like, hey, how's it going? And I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm doing good. How are you? Right. And we're just chatting for like, for like 5 minutes. He's responding. I'm responding. So I'm thinking like, oh, it's going really well. Like, it's going really well. Like, he can't tell that I'm a little tipsy, because I'm not thinking that I'm cross. Like, I'm just thinking that I'm just
Right. You
tipsy.
think it's just
And I
the
was like, he
alcohol.
can't tell
Yeah.
anything. Like, I was like, girl, I was like, I'm maybe a little tipsy, but I am doing good. Like, this man is engaged with me, blah, blah, blah. 10 minutes passed. 10 minutes passed. And I swear to God, this man stops. He looks at me, and with the most dead ass eyes, he's like, are you going to say anything? And I was like, what do you mean? He said, you haven't said shit since I came up to you.
Oh my
Please.
Bitch,
goodness.
I
Please,
was
please, please,
responding in
please,
my
please,
head
please,
the
please,
entire
please, please,
time.
Yeah.
please.
The way that I was like, I was in the sunken place, get out, watching myself
No.
mess up. And I was like, hold up. I said, I'm sorry, what? He said, you haven't said anything since I got here. And I was like, but I was talking to you. He said, you were just nodding. And I was like,
Please.
gooped and gagged. I was running my head the entire time. There's a much bigger story to it, but I'll leave it at that. That's the moment where I knew that I done fucked up, and I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
I will never be this person again,"
Yes.
because that was enough to do
Oh
me. And I
my
was like, "Nope,
God.
I'm good. I'm good." So that's me. Cheyenne, how about you, boo?
Well, first of all, I would like to respond to that. My story, even though my story is not about being crossfaded, I've been crossfaded many a time, and I
Yeah,
do not recommend it for anybody. So, Joho, that just
yeah.
reminded me that I'm leaving that alone. And okay,
The Dare
um,
campaign should work against that one, because that was not not for me.
no, no, no,
Not the
no, no.
dog. He could.
That should be your no ma'am Pam for today. Like no crossfading. Anyway,
Yes.
um, anyway, so when I was 19, and this is when I was still an undergrad at Rutgers, I have a French degree. So I went to study abroad in Paris for 6 weeks. This is right after my dad died, so I was a little unhinged. You know,
I get
grief
it.
really
Yeah.
be fucking a nigga up. Like, I don't know how any other way to say that. So we, Bastille Day, or like French Independence Day, which is July 14th, we got 5 days off. So for those 5 days, I went to Spain, and my mom came, and we met up in Barcelona. So we had a nice time, like eating everything, having a good time. And I wanted to go to the club, and she didn't want me to go by myself, so she came with me. There's this beach club called Catwalk. In
It sounds cute.
no, it's
Catwalk, yeah.
chaotic. It's a beach club named Catwalk in on the beach in Barcelona. And when you get in, when you pay your cover, they give you a ticket and you get a drink. It's for a drink, one drink redemption. that whole summer I was drinking Malibu and orange juice. I don't know what type of shit I was on, but that whole summer it was given like C'est la vie auntie summer. That's what it was given because that's how I was feeling. So so my mom, she doesn't really drink like that, but she did get a drink because she said might as well, and I got my Malibu and orange juice. I drink it in 2 seconds. Big mistake. So I'm already feeling sick to my motherfucking stomach, right?
That's a
and
lot
my mom,
of sugar.
Yeah. So I'm like about to upchuck after like 10 minutes, and my mom was like, "Well, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't feel good." She said, "Why you drink your drink so fast?" I said, "I don't know." And so she was like, "I'm gonna tell you this right now. If your ass throw up, we are leaving this club." So you just hear me going, "No, no, no, no." Like so I had to get away from her because she pissed me off in that moment. Love her down, love you, Ma, if you're hearing this. But and I'm sorry if you hear my cat meowing. She's
it's
somewhere
okay.
trying.
Hi,
She a Leo. Her birthday on the 29th too, so she got to get her.
Okay, yeah.
She got to get her words in because you know a
we
week
see
from
each
now.
other.
But anyway, yeah, I know y'all do. So so I had to get away from her because I was just not feeling it. So I went to the bathroom to kind of hide that I was gonna puke, but I didn't puke. Thank God. So I came back. I was ready to dance. So I'm tipsy. I'm ready to dance. The music pumping. And again, when you go to Europe, especially like these touristy spots, expect everybody from all over the world to be there. So it's not. And again, since it's a touristy spot, you don't really see a lot of like Catalonians there. There weren't a lot of like people from Barcelona or other parts of Spain there. It was mostly like people from like France and Sweden. So I'm gonna get to some of that because this is a very chaotic story. So I'm walking around. I'm having a Baja Blast, as they would say, and I'm just having fun meeting these really. There was this really hot Italian guy I took a picture with. This is when I was posting everything on Facebook, and so I posted me taking a picture with this hot Italian guy, some hot American man, and then there was this really hot bisexual like Belgian man, and he was like, "Listen, it's my 24th birthday. Do you want to make out?" And I'm like, hell yeah, because I'm drunk and he's fine as shit. And so I make it out, and his salty ass like friend, she comes up like, "No, what are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm like, looking at her like, "Girl, shut up." But in the midst of me kissing this man, I am cutting my eye to the right to see if my mother is watching me.
Right, because I'm like, where is your mom in this story?
No, but I'm gonna get to no. I gotta get to that. Then there was this African uncle following me around the club because I got a bad habit. And he had like a prom vest on with a paperboy hat. It was giving Music Soul Child. And you, instead of teach me how to love, it really should have been teach me how to dress because that outfit he had on was a amalgamation of that.
My God.
So I said, so I should have never spoke French to his ass. Now he followed me thinking he gonna propose to me at the end of this night, and it's not gonna happen. So let's get back to what my mother is doing. She's sitting there with this random ass Swedish man. He drunk as shit. And actually, you know how like white people in the club just come up to random black people because they want to talk to you? So that's what happened. My mother is dissociating, which I now realize in my 29 or 30-year-old mind that she was dissociating and just nodding along. Just like you were nodding along with this man, she was sober nodding along because she was dissociating. Same energy. So he talking her ear off, talking her ear off, talking her ear off. Here he go. I think you're beautiful to her. And she said, "Oh, you know, baby, you old enough to be my daughter's age, you know, but you could go talk to them." He said, "Well, I want both of y'all." Look at y'all.
Wow.
He said, "I want both of y'all." And my mother just completely dissociated. I didn't even know this happened until she told me. But when I got back, because I sobered up, because I had some water in my system at that point. And I'm looking at her like, who the fuck is this man sitting with you? And the thing is, he was so fucked up, he didn't even register that I arrived. He was in his own world. She was in her own world. So they both dissociating at this point. He dissociating because he drunk as shit. She dissociating because this is a hot ass mess. So I said to her, like, "Are you ready to go?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, let's go," because we got to get up early for our flight the next day. But yeah, that was my embarrassing story because I don't black out from drinking. I've never thrown up for alcohol. Like I have a big fear of throwing up. So you will not catch your boy slipping.
Yeah, I'm also.
You will not catch your boy slipping. But what was embarrassing about it was that I was drunk for out of nowhere, and I had to kind of like hide from my mother and see it, and see to put my eyes and ears to the streets to see if she was watching me with this man, because that was,
Yeah.
child, I had a time that night. Whew.
I
I
scream. Oh my god, I
We had a
scream.
time last night. What a moment.
Oh my
No,
god.
that is actually a very funny story because the reality for me is I'm the same way. I've never been drunk, but I have definitely been very tipsy before. But the thought that's partly why I think I probably have never been drunk is because I have such a huge fear of throwing up. It is,
Yeah, I can't do that.
yeah,
Oh,
upsetting
same.
to
Like,
me
you will
is,
not catch me slipping like
yeah,
that.
it
That's
is
why
Mm-mm.
very much.
I don't
As
even drink no more. That's part of the reason.
Mhm.
Like,
I
it makes
can't
me
do
very
it.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I
I don't
can't
feel
do it.
good at
It
all.
is.
I'll feel the next day, like,
Mm-mm. Yeah.
mm-mm.
So my stories are not as any, yeah, has nothing to do with substances. Mine is just, lack of thought. And I will say that it happened when I was very young. And so when we were going through the show flow, this was immediately the first thing that came to my mind, and I said I'm going to have to share this story. So I do want to make sure that I preface it by saying I was only 16 at the time when this happened, and I've definitely learned from it, and I've never done it again since then. But when I was 16, we were at the San Diego Zoo. I was with a friend, and I saw this woman in this beautiful dress, and so she came and she had like stood next to me, and I complimented her on her dress, and we started talking, and we were talking about the animals, and she seemed to be very knowledgeable about the animals. So I'm listening in, and she turns around, and I was like, oh, it looks like she's having a baby. And so I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, so congratulations. Oh my God, what are you having? And immediately the conversation went from her being super friendly and kind and chatty to her wanting to like literally, if like in her mind registering, oh, this kid is a kid, and wanting to punch me in the face. But I basically had asked her when she was due, and like I don't think she yelled at me, but I definitely could tell that she was upset. And the way that she said, "I'm not pregnant," lives with me in my spirit, in my shondo. Like from the for the end of time. Like I genuinely have never. So even now, like in that mind of like going back to that memory, I have been in places and I've seen women who looked pregnant, and I didn't say anything until they actually actualized that they were pregnant, so I could be validated, because I'm like, I never want to ever make that mistake again. But that was probably the most I've
That's
had
valid.
other embarrassing moments falling downstairs. um One time I've told a story of I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Stinking Rose. It was a restaurant in Beverly Hills, and they had them all over the US at one point.
Yeah.
Basically it was a garlic, the whole concept of the restaurant.
Sandra used to work there for
Okay.
years. Sandra, one of
Okay.
our guests, used to work
Yeah,
there for
yeah.
years.
And so I remember one time I went there and got out the car, my pants split. So it was like I have had embarrassing moments, but that moment, for whatever reason, lives in my head rent free as the most embarrassing moment. And I said, I never ever want to do that again. And so to this day,
Mm.
when I see anybody and I, in my mind, assume that they're pregnant, I just say, I'm not saying nothing until they do. And in that way, we both good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am weak. John, I love that your stories are really like more like like your stories are like circumstantial and like they happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Shan and I caused our story, like we were active participants in our stories,
Yes.
and you're just like, oh yo, like my pants split. I fell down this day, like. Must be nice to have not messed up so badly like this. And and your first story, you were 16, so it's like
T.
they were a child,
Right,
so it's
right,
fine.
right.
But me and Cheyenne are grown adults making poor decisions and just
Not poor
being
decisions,
messy.
child.
Ooh, all right. Well, now that we have embarrassed ourselves once again, we gotta take a quick break. We'll be back with category is in just a sec.
Cue the music.
Okay, fam, we are back, and this week, while I'm getting my life together for the upteenth time, John is curating this mess that I love to call a show, and they have been mentioning that they have wanted to do an episode like this forever, forever.
Mhm.
We want to make sure we give credit where credit is due. So shout out to JNXD, who always do this on their show. And inspired this week's category is we figured, the last episodes were really heavy, and right now the country is heavy.
Yes, it is.
So
It
we
is.
have some fun and some fuckery. Amen. Won't we
Amen.
do it? Won't
That's the
we?
church. Cue the church music.
So this so this week we doing an AITA, otherwise known as Am I the Asshole? And we're gonna chat about it, y'all. It's vibes. It's vibes. This episode is powered by vibes and
Yes.
vibes
Amen.
only. So
Amen.
I'll be the first one. John will be the second one. And then I'll read the third. Or actually, Cheyenne, maybe Cheyenne,
I
can
was
you
gonna
read
ask,
the
could I
third
read
one?
the third one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
then
could
let's
read
do
it.
that. Yeah,
Amazing.
let's do that.
Yes. Okay, let's do this, baby. Okay, so first one is AITA for exposing my friend's fake charity at our class reunion. Let me find my glass. Let me find my glasses real quick. This print is tiny, but this print's tiny, baby. Oh my god, where my
I'm
glasses at?
sorry,
You
y'all.
know what? You know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in blind, yo. Let's see what happens.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. So I 30 M. I'm assuming that means 30 male.
Yes, yes.
That means 30 male.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
worked. Recently attended. Ooh, girl, if I can read this is amazing. My eye doctor be
Mm-mm.
amazed at me right now. I attended my high school's reunion. One of my old friends, Jake, we'll call him Jake 31 male, has been somewhat of a local celebrity. He started a charity that supposedly helps veterans. He's been featured in very small local newspapers. Many praised him in his efforts. At the reunion, he kept speaking about his charity. Now, I've known Jake for a long time and have had my suspicions. A few months ago, I did some digging and found out that his quote unquote charity is not registered as a nonprofit. Ooh, okay. He has a website, but it's a regular company. I confronted him privately before the reunion, but he brushed me off, saying I did not understand how difficult it was to run a charity. And the paperwork was just delayed.
Mm-mm.
Was just delayed. Girl, that's not how it works. At the reunion, I listened to him talk about all the good his charity was doing. I could not take it anymore. I stood up and asked him to explain why it's not registered after so long and why there is no proof that he actually donated money.
Yikes.
Oh, Jake tried to defend himself, and it was obviously very uncomfortable for him and embarrassing. Some accused me of ruining the night and publicly humiliating Jake. Others says they thought it was fishy too. Jake left the reunion early. Am I the asshole for exposing my friends? Fake charity our class reunion and ruining his reputation. Oh, okay. Okay. Whoo, girl. Oh
So it's
my God.
giving, and please forgive me. What's his name? So I very much COVID brain. It's giving Dr. Umar vibes. You know how everybody.
Yes.
That's what this is giving.
Yes.
Like everybody supports them and everyone loves them and they're supposed to be doing good work, but you're like, girl, where is this school that you've been talking about for the last 15 years?
Right.
Like, where's the money? What, like, that's what it's
I
giving. So yeah. So
I'm God.
I will reserve my thoughts around all of that
I'll just
per
say,
se, but yes, in this moment, I believe it's a yes and. It is a yes and.
yeah, I don't, yes, and I would say no, and like I don't think he's the asshole. Like I think Jake's the asshole,
See?
honestly, for letting people along like this for so long, and then trying. I mean, do I think that this friend? Okay, well, this friend, they have a name. The name was, oh yeah, it was
Jake.
ooh, a Nabluda,
Uh-uh.
a Nabluda dreamer. That whoever you are, person in the world, bless your soul for this question. I would say, okay, if I knew, see, part of me is like, yeah, okay, so yes, part of me is like, yes, you are because you like publicly humiliated them,
Right.
but the other part of me is like, were you not just doing community service and be like, y'all need to know that this man's a lie? And Jake should have came clean the first. Jake, if you were acting hot, see the problem. So the issue is, if Jake has said, "You're right, I'm sorry, please don't say anything. Like
Right.
I will come clean at some
Right.
point."
Right.
Right.
Then I'd be like, "You're the asshole," okay? But Jake was like, "Girl,
Mind your
you don't
business.
know how hard it is to be me in
Right.
this
Right.
world." Like, no,
Yes.
Jake, you double down, baby
Yeah.
girl, and don't ever anyone anyone
Yes.
listening, if anyone listening right now, if you have someone who says they have a nonprofit, but the paperwork has been delayed, that is a lie, a bull-faced lie,
Right.
because you cannot do charity work until you have your 501c3 filed.
Yes.
Like
Correct.
it's tax deductible, and there's no taxes to deduct if you're not
Right. So
501c3.
it's a
So
scam.
do
It
if
is a
someone says they're a
scam.
charity, like
Yes.
that is a scam. So I'm like, yeah, should also in some way, but also, was Jake really your friend? Was Jake
Right.
really your
Right.
friend? Like your old friend Jake? Jake sounds horrible. Jake just sounds no. Also, there are so many like scam, veteran affair nonprofits,
Gotta be
you
careful.
could help them find a real one,
Mhm.
or share the real ones with other people. So I think, and yes, technically, like, you are the asshole for doing that, but as Kamala says, you exist in a context in which you have lived and have been, and what has been is Jake's been an asshole in the first place,
Right.
and you exist in the context of you are exposing the gospel truth to people, and they need to know. So, in that case, you're not the asshole, and I support you.
Yeah. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I also
Same.
What do y'all think?
I also feel like there's a part of me that suspects that there was some history and some beef there, right? Because
Mm,
the thing is that whoever this person is, they had to have cared to bring it up more than once. So to me,
Correct.
that tells me that there's a history there, and I think that that's the other part of me that
mm.
says the yes and that's like yes, you are an asshole because you probably have already had this discussion, and for you to bring it up in a very large setting in relation to this, right, in front of people, you're trying to get back in some way. But there's also a part of me that's like you're probably still doing the Lord's work by saying where is this money going. And so that for me is this notion of like yes, there probably is a history there, and people are, he and whoever this person is feels a certain type of way about this Jake person and their quote unquote celebrity. But the other part of me is also saying like they're doing the Lord's work by calling and naming that this money is not going where it's supposed to go.
Because there is that language of very small local news. I was like, "Oh, not very
Uh-huh,
small local
uh-huh.
news,"
See,
and
shade,
I'm like, "Oh, like,
shade.
you sound a little bitter on that level," but
Uh-huh.
also, have both of you never left your town then?
Right.
Because it also like this, has Jake been in the same town forever? Have you been in the same town forever?
Yeah.
And so is there a rivalry between you 2 old chums
Good.
about, so yes,
Mhm.
I see you, I see you, I see you. Okay, Cheyenne, what you think, boo?
I agree with you, Joho. I think that Jake, being the scammer that he is, should have just came clean to the person and said,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, like, listen, like, you're right, but please don't bring that up to anybody. I want to take care of that myself." So I could see if they had that side conversation, and like then the person, a Nebula Dreamer, the person that typed this into the Reddit subreddit post or whatever, brought it up in a bigger audience, and like then I could see that and say that they're the asshole because of that. But I don't, it's really Jake's fault because Jake brushed them off when they confronted them.
Right, right.
And it's like, sweetheart, you should have just came clean. You kind of like set yourself up for failure. So that's why.
Nebula gave you the out, and you said, "No, I'm not
No.
taking it."
Mhm.
And
No, no, and
Mhm.
so like John said, it's given Dr. Umar tease. Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde, Prince of Pan Africanism. You got to do the whole name. Yes, Johnson. So yeah,
Oh, I hate it.
and ag-
Oh, I
and
hate it.
again, I really don't know where the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy is. We have been waiting on the school. He did
I
a
hate
video
it.
sidebar. He did a video update, by the way, and the
Oh,
school is just
No.
a dilapidated building, and all you hear him say is, "Queens, who gonna help me pick the color for the teachers' lounge? Who's helping me pick the paint color for the girls' bathroom?" Like, girl, the ceiling is
Girl,
falling
no.
apart, and you talking about you taking donations? Like, I can't. I don't know, but
yeah.
yeah, Jake
It's so
Jake
bad.
fucked up on that one.
Yeah, he really did. He
Period. Yep.
did. Okay. Well, we're I don't I definitely feels like we're not team Jake over here. So,
No. Fuck Jake.
fuck
Fuck
Jake. I
Jake.
was gonna say, I
Trash.
definitely say fuck
Okay.
Jake. So, moving on to the next one, it says, "Am I the asshole for not making the sister-in-law?"
I think
Yeah,
sister-in-law. That's what
sister-in-law
I'm thinking. Yes. I was
dairy-free
like,
food
Phil.
at family meals. This one immediately made me laugh because as a person who deals with, I like to say my stomach rumbles in the jungle often. Um, this made me giggle. So it says, "My sister-in-law is overall sweet but young, late 20s, and a little self-oriented, picky eater and allergic to dairy. When I attempt dairy foods or pick up dessert options for her when I'm hosting, she doesn't eat it. Sometimes even criticizes it harshly." Okay, all right. So we're already starting off
Mhm.
with me not liking the sister-in-law. We are
I was like, this
financially
person does not like her style at all. Jesus,
no.
girl.
I'm like, yeah, there's tension here. We are financially struggling, so she doesn't eat the vegan cake or whatever we brought or made and can get incredibly frustrating. She never hosts, doesn't cook, and doesn't offer. See, to
No,
bring
okay.
food and
This is already
Mhm. Even when she does eat or is expecting to eat. But every time she's at our house for a meal, she walks in asking me what she can have and what she can't, and expresses disappointment to either me or my mother in law when she doesn't like the dairy free option or no dairy free dessert, or realizes some dip or side has dairy that she can't have. My husband tried talking to her about it, explaining that it would help if she could pick up a bag of chips or find something dairy free to bring or something to contribute, but it didn't change anything. She comes in without contributing to the meal. She also flakes constantly, so we never know when she'll be there and she'll want or what she'll want or expect food. Whew, this is hard to read. Most of the food I cook or grew up with has dairy or meat options she doesn't like or common ingredients. Okay, I'm not going to continue to read. Basically, she's just picky. That's basically what the rest of this is saying. The question says, am I basically giving up on always thinking of dairy-free sides or desserts, or what I'm asking, uh, yeah, or asking
Cheyenne has thoughts.
what she has? Am I the asshole? Cheyenne, your hand is up.
Your thoughts. Let's
Okay,
go.
as the dairy allegedly allergic to dairy nigga here, because I am.
Right.
Um, I need people to understand how expensive it is to have food allergies. Number one, having a food allergy is a disability. So because
Right.
again, you literally can die.
See.
So you have to go out of your way to find
Mhm.
options, and especially when you're financially challenged, you know, same. It's very hard to find dairy free options because they're usually more expensive. Dairy is expensive in general, but the dairy free options are even more expensive.
Right.
So, like,
Oat milk. Mm-hmm.
I understand wanting to accommodate her, but at the same time, she's critiquing everything she receives. She's not liking anything that's there. She's not. It doesn't seem like she's giving any input as to what would be helpful. Nor is she contributing. Now, I could see like if she were contributing and bringing something like even it's like hey like I brought a dish, but we buying a whole vegan cake. Y'all know how expensive vegan cakes are.
Maybe.
Girl, when
Those
they
are
said that, I was like,
specialty
a whole
made.
vegan cake or just for her by herself? Girl, bye.
Even the
Girl,
labor,
bye.
even the labor
And she
that
said,
goes
no,
into
like,
that.
Mm-hmm.
that is not easy at
No,
Finding
all.
someone
And
to
the
eat it.
and the SIL said, no, thank you,
Yeah.
bitch.
no, and then you're complaining at my crib
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
Bitch.
invited
Yeah.
you, and you're coming empty handed every time. And then
Amen.
no, like she's the asshole. And again, yes, I do feel like if you know someone is coming, you should accommodate their allergies because again, people literally lives are on the line when it comes to those
Mhm.
things.
Right. Right.
However, she don't want to contribute. She don't want to give support in terms of like what she would like to eat. She knows that they're having a hard time financially. And even the husband's like, well, you can bring some chips or something you can eat as a snack. I mean, he's right. Because if my thing is, if you don't like anything I'm bringing, you should bring your own shit then.
Right. Right. That's
Yeah,
mhm.
the person is not an asshole. The sister-in-law is an asshole. And like
Yeah.
similarly to the Jake issue, I think there is some tension there that goes beyond the
Uh-huh.
food options. Because if you're constantly critiquing everything that I do, there's a lot of
Yep.
projecting
Yep.
and like it's definitely deeper than that. So
Mhm.
the poster is not the asshole here.
Yeah. I definitely
Part of me
go ahead.
part of me is like, is this like part of me is like, is this like part of me feels like this is not real. Like this cannot be real. Like this can't be true. Like you've been putting up with this for years. It's also giving like I wonder. I'm I'm making assumptions, but this feels like the SIL sounds very white to me. Like this
Oh
feels
Yeah.
no,
like a
this
very
is
white
a
woman.
very
Oh, of
white
course.
am I the
This a
asshole situation.
white
Correct. Correct.
situation.
Right.
This is what it's giving me. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It couldn't have been.
like,
If it
and it's
isn't, I'd be surprised.
Me too.
honestly what it's giving me is that the person who posted this. Well, actually, I'm like, are they okay? So I'm curious if it's a heterosexual relationship, like if it's if the posted woman and it's
Yeah.
her husband. I feel like it's also giving me like she could be a black woman or a woman of color who's trying to appease this white woman
Right.
who is absolutely just like not giving her anything.
Amen.
Girl, if you I I like thankfully don't have allergies at all, and the people who have allergies in my life are always come prepared with ideas, with tips, with options, what they can't have, what they can't have. I ask them, what do you eat? Like, so I can make it for you. I will like if I have asked you numerous times, what can you have? What can you like?
Right.
And you are like nothing.
Mhm.
First of all, bitch, what do you eat then? What do you eat? Because you
Unless you
have
just bring us
you
some
don't like
dirt,
a
like,
damn
eat
thing
the
I
dirt.
bought for you,
Mhm.
or like what do you have then?
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, sis, I'm trying to help you out here, girl. What do you
Give
eat
me
in your day?
solutions.
Because if you don't like what I'm giving you, that's dairy free or vegan. Like also, oh, that really got me mad because this my good sis bought her sister in law a vegan cake, and that shit takes 1 day to make.
Yeah.
It is not easy to make. It takes a day or two to make. It is expensive to do. That shit. I'm so
You
mad.
got
I am
me
so
marching
mad for
down
this
to the
person.
Erewhon trying to get you a vegan cake.
Okay, I'm saying you have me up in the uppity ass
Yes.
markets to find
You
you
got
some
me at
food because I
Sprouts.
can't find it at my routes.
Right.
Like you have me in Trader Joe's all day every day. I love me some TJs, but now I'm there forced to find some stuff for you, and you critique it and tell me it's not good.
Yeah. I think
Okay, if you don't like it,
there's
then
a
don't.
lot of
But
ungratefulness in this story, and I think
a lot.
the other part.
But I will
Go
say,
ahead, baby.
but the person who wrote this, I will just say, oh, sorry, but like you put up with too much though. Like
That
you're not
part.
the asshole,
That part.
but you should have did that
You
shit
gotta set some boundaries with your sister-in-law because if she's
Yeah.
after
gonna
a
act,
week. We're
yeah,
done.
yeah,
We're
like
done.
that's it.
Like
Well,
Mhm.
you gotta come
you
with
have
your
two
own
times
shit.
to come to my house. Two times come to my house and pull this
You
shit with
gotta
me
come with
on
your
the
own shit.
because it's
I love it.
Yeah.
period. Like
Mhm.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Like
Mhm. You
girl,
won't fool me
if
again.
you're at my house
Yes.
multiple times,
Yeah.
it's a wrap for me.
Yeah.
Like so, you put up with too much. You've gone above me on, and I really hope you allow yourself to put on sharing to put some boundaries. I really hope that you allow yourself to say, "Sil, I love you, but fuck you, bitch. Don't
Girl,
come to my
don't
house
come
ever
over
again
here. This
unless you like
unless
unless
you
you have
got
things
your
to
own
bring.
food.
Otherwise,
And this is a
mm,
testimony. I was gonna say this is a testimony to like just being a good. You know, as much as you want someone to be a good host, I always say there's something about being a good guest, and that's why the same thing for me. Like
yes,
when I
Yeah.
go places, I always like to ask people what's on the menu because I'll be transparent and saying there are a lot of things that I will not eat, and when I say I will not eat, it's because I know I'm a picky eater in certain situations, right?
hmm
I don't like squash. Y'all know, and you've heard me talk about all the stuff I don't like. I don't like squash. I don't like eggplant. I don't like. There are a
I don't
lot of
like eggplant either. Ooh.
yeah, like so.
I
If
love
you're
all
saying,
the
"Oh, I'm gonna
cheese.
make an eggplant parmesan for dinner," right? I'm gonna say, "Well, then let me eat before I come," right? Or let me make plans to eat or to bring something else to say, "Oh, girl, thank you for making the eggplant, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring me some lasagna that I could just throw in your oven." Is that cool? Like, and your friends will get it, right? That they're just things that you know. And then also too, there's a part of me that says, like, if you again, like you said, this tells me that there's some tension there because if the relationship was cool,
hmm
then this person would say, okay, then let me figure out what I can do to make it. But it just sounds like this person's difficult. Like it just sounds like
Yeah.
they like being
Correct.
difficult. And oftentimes family people, sister-in-law, mothers-in-law, cousins-in-law, all these people, like because of whatever tension that's there, they love to be difficult. So yes, I'm gonna say that oh girl is the asshole and you're not doing anything wrong. But you do need to set
hmm
some boundaries. You need to let
hmm
her know that if you're gonna come in here critiquing all the shit that I bought with my money and you're not adding anything in, you can keep your ass over there. Mhm.
Period.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
easy. Cheyenne, those last ones, all you then, boo.
Okay.
yes.
This is written by low memory 4496.
Same.
Am I the asshole
Relatable.
for not inviting a friend to a trip I'm planning? Hello, I'm planning on going on a trip with a few friends, but there is one friend who I do not want to invite. We used to hang out often, and the person has been pretty nice to me, but truthfully, I feel like our personalities clash, and I don't quite enjoy spending time with him. With how our conversations flow, they always feel a little stifling, and I end up feeling inadequate coming out of it. There's nothing wrong with him. He's actually a great person. It's mostly a me thing. He has a very upfront and blunt personality, which I find hard to get along with. I feel super conflicted right now because I don't want to invite him, but he has been so nice to me, i.e., inviting me out, checking in on me occasionally. I am mostly stressed because we are all members of the same summer organization, and I worry news might make it to them about the trip. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but at the same time, I want to be able to enjoy myself on this trip.
Well,
Um, so how do we feel, y'all?
hmm.
I
Honestly,
have thoughts, but go ahead, Joho.
this to me, this is kind of easy. Like, yes, you are the asshole. Actually, like, I
Yeah.
think, like it.
Yeah.
You said to me thing. It's a you thing. Like, I understand. I understand that you make like. Part of me is like, if that person's not really your friend, then like don't invite them. Obviously, like if they're not really your friend, don't invite them.
Right.
But if they're not your friend because you can't get over some shit, you need to fix that. You need to talk
Mhm.
to a therapist,
Mhm.
and or you need to talk with the person. Say, hey, I'm like the I was with them until they came out feeling inadequate.
Right.
If the person has not done anything, if the person has not said things like you're dumb or stupid, and you just come out feeling inadequate, you
There's
have
a
to
lot of
unpack that,
projection in
and
this
you
one.
have to talk with them and say like,
Mhm.
Correct.
I'm feeling this way talking with you. I know it's not you, it's me.
Yep.
So like, can we talk about this? Like this person, if they had not they had some multiple times in this little thing. They're a great person. They're really nice. They're doing all the right things. And so if you're saying all that and you know all that, then I
It's
think this
the
person
but
deserves
also.
the right then like what should I say
I
again?
was like, it's the but also for me. The but also.
Exactly. Like
Mhm.
this person deserves then that you talk with them
Right.
and you like try and figure it out. Like if you can't, you can't and like work. I get that. Like there are people that you just won't clash with, but then don't but then don't call them your friend. If you clash with them, then they aren't your friend. But if you clash with them because of your own shit, girl,
Mhm.
you got to build a bridge and walk over it.
Correct.
So yes, I think that yeah. So that's my thoughts. How about y'all?
Yeah. Go ahead, Cheyenne, and then I'll go after you.
I agree. I think that I understand not wanting to spend time with someone because personalities do clash. I get that, but at the same time, it's giving that you feel insecure about yourself
T.
and you want to project that onto that person because this is a person that
Mhm.
communicates clearly and directly,
Amen.
and that makes you uncomfortable because you can't clearly do that because if you could, you would have told this person
Right.
how you felt. Or you not even that you would have figured out what you were feeling because honestly speaking, this
Mhm.
doesn't even seem like you need a conversation about how you feel about that person because it's really about you. So you need to look in the
Mm.
mirror, talk to your therapist, have these conversations and have these self interrogations around why am I feeling inadequate coming when I'm coming out of having this conversation with this person? Am I intimidated because this person is brutally honest and I can't be honest? Because that's what
Mhm,
it's
mhm,
given. And it's given that if you go on a trip with this person, they're gonna say some shit that's gonna really make you think about yourself and it's
Mhm.
gonna make you feel
Mhm.
away.
Mhm.
So
mhm,
yes, sweetheart, you are the asshole both to your friend and yourself because
Right.
you won't even hold to yourself. You just said it's a you thing, but you won't even unpack why it's a you thing. So
Right. Right.
it's
period.
yes
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yes, and is like is the theme here. But I will also say, so I felt very attacked because when I was reading, when you were reading the top part, I was like, oh shit, are they talking about me? And
mood,
yes, I do know
mood
that.
me.
Yeah, I'm like I do recognize that there have been there I wouldn't say friends groups because I don't really think any of them are my friends, but there are people that I know that have gone and done things with people that I know, and I've had to ask myself, I wonder why I wasn't invited to this. And I kind of sit with it and I felt the way about it. And then I've kind of let it go. And I think for me, there's a part of me that says, like, the person on one end has to understand that yes, a lot of this is their deflection and they're deflecting and they are the one being the asshole, and it's like I don't want this person to come because their personality basically overshadows mine and makes me feel a certain way about myself. Okay, I get
Correct.
that. But there's also the other part of me to say that that other person has to be adult enough to look and be like, y'all don't want me to come, that's cool. Like, and that's kind of where my head is now. Like as I'm getting older, I'm kind of like,
Right.
I don't want to be anywhere. Like in my mind, as the person who's not being invited, what I've learned is I don't want to be anywhere that folks don't want me. So if you didn't,
Correct.
so if I found
mhm,
out that like that was my thing. You don't invite me, y'all go do your thing, and then I see pictures of it on Instagram or on Facebook or on Twitter a couple of weeks later. I would literally as a person process and go, oh, I didn't get the invite. Well, shit, I didn't want to go anyway, right? Like that
Correct.
tells me that y'all didn't really want me there. So I think that
Correct.
I think, yes, this person is an asshole for the way that they're thinking and the work that they need to do emotionally. But I also am in the mind of like the other person should be grateful that these people don't want them there because they're actually doing them more of a
Uh,
justice by not inviting them. That's personally where my head's
correct.
and
at.
this person
Correct.
says like, "I want to hurt his feelings." His feelings actually may not even be hurt.
Right.
Like
Thank you,
he may
baby.
be like,
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like work, do your thing.
Yes.
And I feel like because I'm like maybe I have a bias because I am for sure this friend for some people for sure
Right.
too.
Right.
Same.
And like I totally get it. Like you feel like we clash because you don't feel you feel bad about yourself, like I really can't control that. And so if your mission is to say, I won't invite him because of how I feel, because be like it's one thing if I make you feel that way, if I actually make you feel that way, but
Right.
if you feel that way because of your own like accord, I
Mhm.
really can't. And I don't want to be in a place where you're gonna feel. I don't want to be in a place where because then if I come and then you act out, I'm gonna be like, why am I
Then
even
I
here?
look like, yeah, then I look like the asshole. Yeah, uh-huh. Mhm.
So thank you, low memory 434349. What
Whatever the
I can't
numbers
remember the
are.
number four four
Mhm.
three six. Like,
Mhm.
girl, bye. Thank you, you the asshole.
Amen. All right. Well, with that being said, we have to take another quick break to pay some bills. And when we get back, we are going back to our roots with a little What's on Your Plate. More in a second. All right, y'all. So keeping up with the foolishness and the fuckery this week. Obviously, like I said, we're trying to keep this episode light. I wanted to be a little bit silly, and I wanted to ask us collectively as a family to come to the table and to talk about some food things that I have been seeing on the interwebs, and I just wanted us to have a very lighthearted and fun debate about it, so that way I could go back. So I will say that some of these questions spawned from me laying in the bed talking to my husband at night when we have pillow talk. This is the stuff we talk about. We talk about food.
Your brother talking
Yes,
about.
we talk about food and we talk about things and we talk about stuff that we see on the interwebs. And I've got a few questions that I know are foolish, but I want us as black people, because I hear these conversations in black in black spaces, and I just want us to talk about it. So I have three of them, and I would love to know what our guest thoughts are on it. And then also I'd love to know what my sister's thoughts are on it first. So my first thought and first question slash what we'll say is a question slash thought is hot dogs are a sandwich. Now hear me out. It is a piece of meat in between two pieces of bread. That is a sandwich. Am I wrong? The
Cheyenne, you
silence
are
is
guest, so
deafening.
you go first. I have thoughts, but you please go first.
I'm Googling what qualifies as a sandwich. So as per Oxford Languages, a
Yes.
sandwich is a noun, an item of food consisting of two pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or other filling between them, eaten as a light meal.
Yes.
Okay. Technically, if we were to identify it, yes, technically a hot dog would be considered a sandwich. I don't think it's a sandwich. I think a hot dog gets its own special thing.
It's
I
not,
do think a ham.
it's in
I
its own
think
category. Okay.
yeah, I think a hamburger is like a sandwich, but even that I feel like is its own a burger. Because again, I feel like there's a difference between a burger and a sandwich.
Yes.
Because I feel like with a burger, well, no, because there's different types of burgers too. Also, like there's different types of sandwiches. Now, a chopped cheese is a sandwich because you have multiple things on it. But I feel like a sandwich usually doesn't just have meat on it. There's usually like a mayo or like a cheese or a lettuce or whatever. And I think
Mhm.
with hot dogs and burgers, they can be standalones without all those condiments and
Right.
still be considered hot dogs and hamburgers. So I don't think a
Mm,
hot dog is a sandwich because it's a standalone where a sandwich I feel like has
Okay. Okay.
multiple parts in it, if
okay.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm like, oh, I want to get into the etymology of burger and hot dogs. I'm like, where do they come from?
Right.
But I disagree with you because I think is it two pieces of bread or is it actually one piece of bread?
Right.
I I don't think it's two pieces of bread.
Folded
Right.
piece of bread. Okay.
It's a full piece of bread.
Yes.
First
Yes.
of all, second
Good
of
one.
all,
Good catch. Good catch.
thank you. Second of all, sandwiches are not vertical. Okay, they are not. They're not long. That is a taco. My good sis,
Okay.
that is a taco. It is a hot dog taco. I would not call it so because find me sandwiches. So and this is also what makes a burger a burger. Like a burger is rounded, but a sandwich is square.
But what
You ain't got no
about?
rounded
But then
sandwiches.
you got
Mhm.
Wendy's with square patties. Is it the rounded
But
bun? Is that what we're talking about? Is the
the
bread?
yes, the bread is
So the
rounded for a
bread makes the
burger,
sandwich.
but a sandwich is a square. Like listen, I don't make the rules.
I
I'm just saying
understand
like
it. I
that's just what it
understand it.
is.
I
Like the
understand it.
sandwich is a square. So I personally will not allow a hot dog to be a sandwich.
Right.
It is I would just say like a different form, a form of a taco because it is it's a
So
folded
she's in.
piece of something.
So she's like a cousin to the sandwich. She like the sandwich's cousin. We don't really claim her.
I would say she could be like the Cinderella of of the breaded stuff. Like she's a a
Oh, she's
stepchild
stepchild.
that
Okay, okay.
yeah.
She is step.
She's beautiful and we love her, right? We love her. She's beautiful. She's delicious.
She's. I'm
Like
gonna eat one tonight. Yeah.
when she's at the ball at midnight, we love to see it.
Yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
like,
But you're not a
personally.
sandwich.
But I'm also not a big hot dog
Me
girly. Like I'm like,
either.
it's
Me
just
Uh,
not.
either.
I don't.
That's not my
It's
ministry.
too much. The period. Thank
See,
you. Like I
actually,
don't
I'm
need to
learning
go to
as I
that
get
route.
older. Hot dogs are actually one of my favorite things. My husband refers to it as circus food. He's real big on like he doesn't like carnival food, and we're
Me
real.
either.
Yeah,
Thank
he's real big
you.
on. I'm not a huge fan of carnival food, and I get it. I understand it, and I respect it. But however, for me, like I have been craving a chili dog maybe for like the last 2 weeks, and y'all know I got COVID and was not able to eat the way I wanted to eat. But
Right.
today, like these last few days have been like the very first few days that I've actually been able to hold food down the way I wanted to. And I said, oh, I will be eating a chili dog tonight. Tonight will be that night I have a chili dog. So I fucks with it. Next question on the docket. Do you now people I've seen people talk about this too, specifically on TikTok.
This is a good one. This is a
Do
good
you
one.
pour the milk first or the cereal first?
Child. Is that even a question? You put the cereal first because you want to make sure that the milk has the right ratio. I don't
Right.
like milk like that. And again, I use oat milk, but like still, I don't want the cereal to be too soggy and I don't want the cereal to be too dry. You want to make sure that you pour the cereal first and
Yes.
then you pour the milk after that. It
Yes.
makes no sense. Like again, it's not like
Let
we're
them
getting
cook.
in a pool. It's food. Like the milk should not be waiting for the cereal. The cereal should be waiting for the milk. Period.
Right. Right.
Cheyenne said the physics of the cereal actually are not conducive to
Right.
without
It's
Right.
brownie
Right.
not.
pudding.
Right. Yeah. I
But
I
also facts, because that's like Splash Mountain. Who put you want little splash bubbles on top of social behavior.
yeah.
IMO, social behavior. Cannot be me. No.
Socio behavior.
I
Yeah,
don't want to
Dexter.
do
It's
this.
giving
it is
Dexter to me.
I
sociopath.
don't want
Yes.
to do this.
No, I agree. So I almost feel like that cereal conversation, and we love our white listeners. Thank you for listening. Please tell another white friend to listen to the show to keep us on the air. But I almost feel like some of this is very much like white behavior. And I say
Yes.
that lovingly in the
Yes.
sense of like I've always been so I will say this too, like growing up, actually I don't do it now, but growing up, a big thing in my family was also putting ice in our milk. Like we would pour the cereal and then we would put ice in a cup and then pour the milk over the ice and then pour the milk. Like that was something we did, which is
Oh, interesting.
and a lot of my family did it. It was like a thing, and I was like, oh, that must just be a black thing. But I think overall, like learning, like the way you pour your milk and then the way you pour your cereal, I think I feel like it's something it's learned, and I feel like I've heard a lot of white people do it. No shade. I'm just saying that it feels of like it's not us that does that. So I just wanted to ask that question. So we're going
Okay.
cereal first and then your milk. Okay. All right. The last
Yes.
question.
Otherwise you just look suspect.
You do.
You just
It
look,
is giving.
if someone ever pours milk first and then puts it on top of it, because you don't even coat the cereal. Like it just does it floats.
It
It's
floats.
buoyant. How I have so many questions. Like it's suspect
You're getting
to
more
me.
milk than cereal though.
If you do
Yeah.
that, if I see you do that, you're gonna kill
And
me.
I'm
Like
fat because I
I
want
believe
more
that you're going to
cereal
attack me.
than milk.
No.
I'm definitely gonna get.
Same.
I want more cereal than milk.
Mhm.
Okay. Last question. If it's a crispy brownie, the corner crunchies. I just want to ask, what is better, a center or a corner piece of a brownie?
Wait.
I have a very controversial response.
Go ahead. You don't
It's
like
no
brownies?
Oh no, I love brownies. That's one of the
Okay.
best things I bake. If you're making a crispy brownie, it's gonna be neither. You want the piece that's actually next to the corner because you still want to preserve that crispiness, but you still want that softness. So if
Uh-huh.
you want the balance between the two, you would go next to the corner and take that
Uh-huh.
piece.
Uh-huh. That's me. I want a little bit of crunchy and I want a little bit of soft. That's me. Uh-huh.
Question. Okay, clarifying question.
Yeah.
So when you say piece a brownie, like if you are baking if you're baking, do you? So I read this as like how do I say? So I read this as like the corner piece. Hold on, because now I'm like, oh, I feel like I may have read this wrong. So okay, so when you're baking,
Yeah.
do you call the whole thing a brownie? Like, if say you put your brownie in a baking dish, is the whole dish a brownie or is it brownies?
It's
Like is it like
plural.
I think it's
It's a
plural
okay
because
pan.
you cut
You
them,
okay
it
cut them.
becomes
You
more.
cut them.
Yeah.
okay okay okay, okay, and then the corner. Do you mean just the corners that bake on the corners, or do you mean like the corner of the individually cut piece?
No, the the corners that are baked in the pan. So
Okay, okay,
there's
so
a whole
okay.
movement of people. I think it's actually is it Jen Jackson? Is their last name? Is
So when
their
you
writer?
say center, you mean like center of like the
Yes,
dish
yes.
itself?
Correct.
So you
Oh,
cut. So
okay.
when it's in a pan, me and Jen have had this conversation. And shout out to her because I love them down. But there, when you cut it in the pan, there's it's left corner, right corner, and then there's top corner and bottom corner, right? And
Right.
so there are people who only want the brownie piece that touches the actual part of the pan that's in the corner because usually
Right.
that's what cooks the most crispy. Whereas for me, I'm going to get that piece that's second over from that because I don't want my brownie to be super crunchy, but I also don't want my brownie to be super soft. That's where my
Okay.
am I right,
Okay.
Cheyenne?
Okay.
So
The buffering, Joe. Oh, please. They buffering right now. Please.
The
because
Please.
buffering.
because
Please.
because because I took this so differently. So now I understand where we're at with this,
Not
and now this
interpretation.
actually I switch my my opening question of embarrassing moment that I won't do it again. This is actually it. This is the embarrassing moment that I won't do again because I interpreted this as like individual pieces of a brownie, not like the corners or
I
centers. Because so
hate it
I was
here.
like, oh, it was a crispy corner. Then like I love a crispy corner, but the gooey center of like in the middle of that piece of brownie.
Yes.
But you mean the whole dish? And now I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
So now I will say I am so embarrassed, y'all. Then
Oh, I'm
in that case I
embarrassed.
am a center brownie girl. Like I love a gooey moment. I want I want to take that middle piece, the gooeyest, most dense little like cakey piece, put that bitch in some milk
Yes.
and just
Yes.
spoon just like
Tasty
spoon it out.
treats.
That's what I love.
Tasty treats.
But I'm so I actually am so embarrassed right now that I read
Are
this
you not
so
embarrassed?
wrong. Are you not embarrassed? I'm like, wow, but thank y'all for not judging me on this one. I
No,
appreciate
we love you,
or
baby.
thank you for not judging me out loud at least. Maybe in your head, but not judging me out loud. Okay, I have one because I'm just curious because this came up in that Raven Simone. It was Raven Simone and Tiffany Haddish and Raven Simone's wife.
Oh, their podcast. Yeah.
Collard greens, ham hocks, or turkey neck, or both okay.
If I'm hungry, Imma eat both. But if I have a
Okay.
preference, Imma always say ham hocks. Even though I know I have so I my thing is I have not been diagnosed with high blood pressure, but I know that ham does it for me. Anytime I eat ham, I have a headache.
Mm,
So I know that I can't fuck with ham like that. But I will tell you that if I find out that somebody used ham hocks in their greens, I'm more excited to eat it than I am a
mm.
turkey neck or even turkey. Can we stop? Okay, I may get canceled for this, and I've been canceled for so many of my thoughts already in the last couple of weeks, so I don't really care. I don't like turkey bacon in it, and I know people who put turkey bacon in their collard greens, and I'm like, can we not? Like, can we not?
Turkey bacon actually has a higher salt content than pork bacon too. Like
It
it's high.
does? Oh, I never knew that.
No, no, well, no, well, actually, no. Let me backtrack. That it has a very high sodium, like
Sodium, yeah,
salt. Yeah, it's
yeah.
very high. I
Mhm.
don't. It doesn't crisp up. It doesn't create the oil that you need.
Uh,
So here's the
mm,
thing. My dad, God rest his soul, he didn't eat pork. So when my mother would cook for him, she would use turkey. And
Mhm.
again, it's still good. Like I'll still eat it with turkey, but when I make greens, I always use ham hock
Gotta
or I
use
have
ham
bacon
hocks.
because up here in New Jersey, we don't always have access to ham hocks. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's
mm,
rare to get that. So I'll just use bacon instead, or like especially like a thick
mm.
bacon,
Uh-huh.
because it'll produce the oil I need and also it still flavors it well. Because turkey, you have to do a lot of doctoring to it in order to really get the flavor that you want.
Right.
So I don't mind it. If I'm hungry, I'll still eat it, and like I'm still excited to eat it. But I, like you said, John, I prefer the ham hock.
I want the
Okay.
I want the stock.
Helpful. Thank you. I
Mhm.
thank you because on that episode, Tiffany Haddish was saying that she smoked turkey neck, and Raven's wife was like ham hocks, and Raven and Tiffany were like ham hocks, and the wife, but and I don't usually say with wife also like this, but the wife was like, baby, like don't I like you do ham hocks? Raven was like, I'll never do a ham hock. And I was like, that's actually
It's more
traditional.
traditional than it is,
It is more
yeah.
Like
traditional.
I grew up in a ham hock as well. I mean, I love a smoked turkey neck for sure,
Mhm.
but I also grew up on a ham hock, and I think both can be good. I think both I think the turkey neck can be good if it's
Right.
made right,
Right, right,
especially
right,
if
right.
especially if you smoke it.
Mhm.
But the ham hock to me is just the OG. So I was okay. So thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for participating in this. Y'all are amazing.
Like,
Y'all are great.
if we can stop not putting the oil in, if you're gonna make the bacon, put the oil in your greens.
Nah, dead ass.
We
Like,
got to get back to the old cholesterol making soul food. I don't want
like if you're gonna make it, you might as well just
Go
make it the
for it,
right way.
honey,
Like
please.
Dead
I
ass.
don't
just
want
go.
my chicken fried in the oven. Put it in Crisco. If you're gonna kill me, I want it the right way. Please.
Oh.
You said, "I'm trying to die
I
happy,
want
not
please.
sad." I mean, we also don't have to die at all. You know, everything is good in moderation, as they say.
Right.
Like
I'm just
like
saying,
just
right?
make it another
If
good
it's
day.
gonna harm me, I want it done the right way. I want the
Like
ancestors.
deliciously
I want the
armed.
ancestors to know that we
I
touched their hands.
scream.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
well,
Please.
while we all sit in this moment of controversial food takes, I love that we are aligned in many ways. But we know that y'all came here, y'all and the listeners came here for the next segment, which is for When You Say No Man Pam. So we'll be back in just a second.
Amen. All right, y'all. So we're going to jump into y'all's favorite segment. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam. This is where we regale folks that we love, things that we love, or we throw a boot at them in the ways that someone. Y'all ever saw that video where that man threw all them shoes at George Bush?
Mm. Shoegate.
That's kind of what it's
Shoegate.
giving. Yes, where he was like ducking and dodging. I live for it. So this week I'll go ahead and start, and then Cheyenne will pass it to you, and then Joho will go ahead and we will celebrate you and with the closeout. This week I wanted to shout out. So I am seeing. So I've been getting. I love. I will say this. I love when Instagram and Facebook get my algorithms right because they most of the time they don't. Um,
No.
my algorithm is usually always wrong on either one of those sites, but lately as I've been watching like reels and I've been watching, like, it has been absolute perfection. I love watching I will say this, I'm noticing that black women are moving from lace fronts to crocheting, and I love seeing the magic that women, so in general, black women are amazing when it comes to doing anything with their hair. I'll just say that. Like, a lot of the styles and a lot of the things that I'm like, I think I might want to try that one day, actually comes from me seeing a beautiful, like a black woman do something amazing with their hair. So I'll say that I think it's really cool. I think that I've learned from friends and some of the folks that I'm following now. They're saying that I guess crocheting is much healthier on black people and black women. I'll say black people, not black, this is black women, but black people's hair. So if you want extensions to do crocheting, same thing with the braids. I'm noticing and I'm seeing the crocheting with the braids. I think that for me, it's just magic to me. I think it's just so much magic. So I did want to just say that as my yes man, that I think it's really cool. And if there's anyone in the LA area that can do it, please hit me because I would love to have my hair done that way. I want some length to my hair come this fall, but I don't want to commit to an actual weave. So that is where my head is. All pun intended is I would love to have my hair crocheted. So if anybody in the Los Angeles area can do that for me, hit me up. I always put my email in the show notes. You can also hit the show. You can hit us on Instagram. You can hit me on Instagram, but I definitely would love to be able to have that done. Now, my no man Pam. Outside, I said I want to keep it light, so I'm not going to talk about politics. But there is a politic here that we do need to have a discussion about, and I'm
Okay.
very, very, very. It's a serious matter, and I really wish that people
You're
took it
so
more
serious.
seriously than what we're doing. Um,
You're so serious.
I'm just it's because I'm sick of it, Joe. I'm really sick. I'm sick and tired of the way that people shades my girl Arby's. And I just want to say that it's frustrating for me. It is very frustrating because Arby's has given us so much. She's given us way more than what she gets credit for. She's given us the horsey sauce, the horseradish sauce. Like, where can you go and get the horsey sauce? She's given
The store.
us the roast beef and cheddar.
You could make the sauce at home.
It's
Just
so,
it's just a plan. Like you just
but why are we so hard on her? What did she
Uh,
do? What did she do to deserve the
what
slander?
what does she do successfully? Quickly.
right. Quickly.
The roast beef and cheddar. She does that successfully.
But you
It
can
is
make that at
tasty.
home.
No, it can't be done that way.
Or a deli. Like delis
No,
do that.
I want
Not the
Arby's.
no.
I
Not
want
the
Arby's.
slamming.
Yes, I want Arby's. Arby's is the only. I live for it. I'm not gonna take this. I will pull the plug on this show. I'm not gonna take slander on
What?
my own show.
That's such a Leo thing to say. Pull a plug on
Cheyenne,
for
stop.
Arby's is nuts.
Stop it, Cheyenne. You're blocking my blessings. Okay, we're done now. We gotta stop.
Yes,
You're not have to
I'm
stop
just
now.
kidding.
I refuse to have
I'm
this
just
show get
kidding, y'all.
canceled because
No,
Sean's gonna
I
pull it
saw
out.
someone say that on TikTok the other day. They was like, "Who are the black people keeping Arby's in business?" And I rose my hand. And me. I don't have it all the time, but when I do, I'm happy about it.
You know,
So
I can't get down with you on this, but I can say if Arby's wants to sponsor us, I would happily say I'd
Please.
say it's fine. Work. Work. If they want to sponsor us, then girl, give me the horsey sauce, give me the roast beef and cheddar, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. So work, girl, work.
yes.
You love yourself some
Mhm.
Arby's. I cannot do
What
it.
about you? What are your yes ma'ams and no ma'am Pams this week, baby?
So easy today. My yes man Pam is smutty fan fiction. Because I
Okay.
want to feel sparkle emote something sparkle emote. And yeah, I've been having a great time. Giggling and rubbing my feet like a cricket in bed and reading
Yes.
smutty fan fiction. And you
Yes.
know what? It's been great. My no
Of
ma'am.
what?
Okay. So I don't know if you watch anime, Joho, but like, okay, Jujutsu Kaisen. But
Okay.
baby, wait, hold on, wait. Let's talk.
I haven't started watching it yet because, but it like I've been wanting to get into it because everyone I know loves Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, because yes because
Okay.
last time you were here, you were my
A
Naruto
Katsuki
queen, and
dress,
that was
yes.
because I be reading a lot of
I have no dog in this fight.
Sasunaru moment. I be reading a lot of Shikanaru moment. I believe in about Shikakiba moment. Like I love me some smutty fanfic too as well. So, but okay. So Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, I'm gonna put y'all on to some game. So for the
Yes.
Black Femme alt readers that are here,
Yeah.
I want y'all to know that there's a specific group of people on Tumblr that make pairings specifically for Black people, like Black Femme readers, and they specify that the person that's supposed to be engaging in these smutty acts is a Black Femme reader. So shout out to that because we don't see that often in fan fiction.
Right.
The pairings are usually Nanami is my favorite because it gives 9 to 5 daddy vibes. Like on JJK, there's this one part where he goes, "Listen, I worked from 9 to 5. I ain't doing no overtime to fight this curse." And I
Right.
said, you know what? Do you coochie quivering because I know you getting a motherfucking paycheck and I know you pay your taxes. I know your credit score is good from that. Okay. Sometimes I read Gojo if I want a little laugh.
Yeah.
But other than that, I stick with Nanami is my main person that I stick with for the smutty fan fiction. But again, for those of y'all who are Black and femme and also want your coochie to quiver and giggle and rub your feet together like a cricket, make sure that you type in the person that you would like to read about, and then put an X, and then put Black Femme Reader, and you will find what you need to find.
I know that's right. Put people on.
Yeah,
I live.
my No Man Pam is The Bear season 3. I gotta get ugly real quick. Just give me
Go
a
ahead.
moment.
Go ahead. This is the place for it.
These latest shows, and this is why they need people like me and John in the writers' room, because y'all don't know how to write black people.
Nope.
Y'all don't know how to write, and also it is very apparent that y'all suffered tremendously from these strikes, because the way that y'all came back with y'all thought this was a great comeback and it was a flop. The black characters had no development. Io Debris character, she had, I don't know if I'm saying her last name, so Io, I'm
It's
sorry,
okay.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
But she had to make a major decision as to whether or not she wanted to stay at the Bear. Sorry for spoilers, y'all. And she didn't even make the decision. She took 10 episodes and she didn't make a decision. And I'm like, and it ended with it to be continued. So it's like, why are we doing that? Like, we know that there are character arcs, we know that there are season arcs, and there are series arcs. That should have just been a series arc. I mean, a season arc, excuse me. And you should have made that decision in that season. Why are we waiting to season 4 to see what the fuck she doing? So I don't know. End of story. I'm tired of y'all mistreating black characters. I'm tired of y'all missing the mark all this time when it comes to us. I'm tired of y'all not being able to write us, and I'm tired of y'all not hiring people like me and John and other great writers who can literally come in and do that for y'all. So that is my no man Pam for this week.
Yeah. But the reality is, and so you touched on something that I've been more vocal about in these last couple of months. They don't hire us because they don't even really see, like, they don't see us black people as human. So how are they going to see a character as human, right? And
correct.
So that's the thing. Like, it's very hard for people to even, and they don't want to work with us. They don't want to work with us. They don't want our true stories in the room. They don't want to have to deal with all of the pieces that come with us saying this is a real experience from a black person. So that's the reason why we can't get put in the room. So it's all good. It just, we see it and we know it, but it is what it is. And thank you for telling me that. I was about to actually turn that on and get invested in it. And this is just another validation of why I don't watch it. I just don't, something about it never really sat with me. It never really, I don't know. It just didn't. So I'm kind of glad that I've skipped that. But anyway, Joho, what's your yes ma'am and your no man Pam for this week?
Well, I'll just say real quick for the Bear. I started watching season 1 because I haven't seen it before. So I started watching season 1. Season 1 and 2 are really good.
They are.
I'm halfway through 2, and I'm like, oh, this is like, I see why people love this show. It's stressful.
It is.
High blood pressure girl. I'm on my listener prill the entire time, just like popping them back and forth.
Yeah.
Bye.
But I'm not. I'm not at season 3 yet, and so Cheyenne, thank you.
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. No, I'm the one who's late. I should be on top of it. Like, it's not. No, and also this is helpful because I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna watch it anyways, and I'm gonna watch it with with better eyes. Okay, so I have two no man Pams and one yes man Pam. Or I guess I have 1.5 of both actually. So my first yes man Pam is contrary to belief for some folks, I love The Boys. So I watched The Boys on Amazon Prime, and I actually loved this last season. A lot of people did not like it. People were like, it's too on the nose, and part of me was like, that's on purpose, like, because it should be, because what's happening in this season is exactly what's going to happen in our country. Like, it's really on the nose in the best way. I am mad that they killed my favorite character that I did not see coming. And I am actually like, there's to me structurally in the storyline, there is so much they could have done with that character. For so many, and they just killed. Like, I get why the stakes have been raised now with that death, but also was like, it could have been a lot different for a lot of reasons. Like, it just, I'm really mad about it, and I literally, I like was actually gagged when I saw it, and I'm still mad about 4 days later. So the main Pam to that reason, but yes, main Pam to me was a great season. I think if people don't want, The Boys often reflects like the true horrors of the world that we live in.
That's what I've heard.
I think it's a really smart, great show. It's like it's intentionally in your face, sometimes like intentionally racist, intentionally problematic, like, but they do these things on purpose because they know that like this is what people are actually experiencing in real life. It's just through the lens of superheroes, right? So it's a really fantastic show. IMO. The critics did not like the season. I thought it was actually very pertinent to right now, especially the latter half of the season, because I was like, oh, this is some shit that's definitely happening in our government right now. So yeah, so yes, Pam and no man to that. My true no man Pam is because it's just the election, because it's gonna be a wild election. Like, it will make for great TV, but it's gonna be a wild time. Am I glad that Joe stepped down. Sure, Cheyenne, I hold what you said at the top of
It's
this
real. It's
thing. Like,
all valid.
I'm not necessarily like
Mhm.
joyous that Kamala is a person. I am mindful of switch up. Many of us have made him like, oh yay, now we're all in for Kamala. And part of me is like, I understand the reason why we need to be all in to make sure that someone else does not win,
Right.
but it still sits bad in my spirit in some ways too. But I am here for the unhinged auntie vibes. That does give me some joy, not because I necessarily believe that like I don't have thoughts of whether or not she may be like the best choice, but I live for her. I live for her character, like
Amen.
the character that she plays. To
Please.
me, I'm here for it. And I truly hope that this will give her the space to like share what she'll do. I'm mad because she has no like 3 months to do this, to do a full campaign. Like that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kinda fucked
Who will
up.
she pick as VP? Like questions are coming up. Um, but it'll be for great TV. And as Cheyenne said earlier as well too, I'm excited for the local politics piece because I love local politics. So I'm really to get into the ballots and measures that we have in California and in San Diego. So I'm gonna get into that.
Mhm.
But no MPM to the election itself because it's gonna be a wild time.
Right.
My yes ma'am Pam will be. I will give it to myself this week. I'm gonna give myself some flowers today.
Amen.
So I was honored recently by San Diego Pride, which is an organization here based in San Diego that does the Pride Festival every year. Over 2,000 people come every year for the festival. They also do a rally every Friday, the Spirit of, the Stonewall Rally, and they give awards every year for the Spirit of Stonewall Awards.
Mm.
And I received one this year for community service, which
Amen.
I was really gagged about at first. I'm still like, what the fuck? Why?
Period.
Me? But I'm trying to like accept and believe that I'm deserving and worthy of things like
And
this.
is.
um and will. And there are times, and like, listen, I'll first say like I'm thankful for this, as I am critical of any institution that gives award, like, right, like any institution I'm critical of, and like, interesting thing, but like I also appreciate recognition. I love that it's an actual brick. The person who gave it to me said, bitch, I flew the Stonewall myself, and said, give me the brick to Marsha through.
I know
This
that's
is it. I
right.
said, I'm screaming, I'm weak. This brick is 60 years old now at this point. But I was like, okay, girl, if you say so. But I really had to give myself flowers because I do not give myself the chance to reflect often on things that I do. I
Mhm.
don't give myself the chance to reflect on the ways in which I've grown and bloomed and changed in my life. I don't give myself the chance to reflect on the impact that I may or may not be making. And
Mm.
this was a good reminder that I had. My mom came, my aunt came, my brother came, my community came, my loved ones came, my family chosen and biological came to witness, and it was special to know that the what I do in ways I don't always think are impactful actually are, whether it's a show, whether it is Black Pride work that I do, whether it is being on social media, whether it's just me, just like as someone said in an article about me, like my biggest advocacy comes from interpersonal communication. That's something that I believe in. Like my biggest strength is in person to person conversation. That's where I feel like I excel. And so for someone to see that really meant a lot. I'm sorry I'm talking so much about this, but really just
No,
I
no,
want like
take
honor.
No, get
Like
no.
I
You
want
deserve.
thank
you
you.
deserve.
I want to honor me in this way, and also know like I'm also very mindful of like me, and being this honor is amazing, and also that the someone who hasn't gotten this honor. So how can we give it to them next? How can we make sure that they're uplifted and seen and held? But it really just meant a lot, and I feel very thankful. And I know that little Jordan, who I'm not gonna, don't do it, bitch. Little Jordan, who grew up wondering where he would be in life and who he would help in life and how he would live in purpose in his life, and how he would feel loved, who had no roadmap and no blueprint of what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. I want to like love him for a moment because he would not believe what is happening today, and he would not believe the people that he's around, that he gets to be around with. He wouldn't believe that he gets to kiki with some of his best friends on a podcast and gets to meet incredible fucking people like Shan. I talk about your work all the time to
Yeah.
people. Like when people ask me where are some episodes I love, I always mention you. I mention Dominique Morgan. Little German would be so amazed about who he is today, and
Mhm.
it's a blessing to share with people. And I know in my heart, my truest heart, like this is not just about me, but about everybody that I have worked with and been with, that this is a testament to what happens when we build together. And I fully mean that with my whole ass chest. And so, yes, ma'am, Pam, like not just to me, but to the community that has raised me and bloomed me and grew me and nurtured me, the people around me that helped me do it too. This is really for all of us. And yes, Pam, Pam, to all of us in this world,
Yeah.
who are fighting to advance the memory of Marsha Johnson, of Sylvia Rivera,
Yes.
of Miss Major, people who came before us and after us, and all the ones in between.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done now. Thank
No,
you for that.
no. I
Congratulations.
yes, big congratulations. And I was gonna, if
Mhm.
you didn't say it, I was gonna say it on the air as we closed out. I think it's imperative to show every, we've been doing this. So, Cheyenne, so I'll say it's a testament to you and your caliber that you're our first return guest. We rarely do
Mm-hmm.
return guest, and you are our
Mm-hmm.
first return guest. And so one, that's a testament to that. But I will say there's also another testament to us. We're getting ready to hit year 3 of this show, and it reminds me every day, like seeing you out there doing amazing things and seeing you win. It tells me every day, like I picked the right co-host for this show. Like I someone got who gets the vision. It's not, and I always tell people what we do outside of, like, what we do on the air, yes, it's a thing, but what we do outside matters more. And I think some people only jump on the mic because they just want to be I want the fame of podcasting, and it's like, no, bitch, what are you doing outside of podcasting that matters? And I think
Right.
that that's the thing that for me makes me so happy, is to say, not only are you making a difference on the air, but you're also making a difference off the air. And it's encouraging me, because I think for me, sometimes I look back and I go, I don't think what I'm doing is making a difference, or I don't think what we're doing is making a difference. And then we get moments like this, right, where you get validated in some way, or I see Cheyenne win something, or I see, someone says something about me or what the show does. And so all of that to say, Joho, like, I want us to take more time. I say this collectively for all Black Fat Femmes. We collectively
Mm-hmm.
need to be taking more time to honor ourselves, because the world, especially now, is doing everything that it can to strip us of our light. And it is,
Right.
and it's doing it well. Like, it's doing it very
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, please, please, please give yourself flowers. So I'm so glad that the world's giving you the flowers you so rightfully deserve. Um
Amen.
but I'm just, and the fact that it's an actual brick is what blows me away.
That got me. I was
Yeah.
like, they're like, here's your gift. And I was like, bitch, a brick. I was like, bitch, a brick.
Yes, it's
Okay.
Custom.
but it's smart. It's so smart. Whoever came up with that, I see you, girl. That's so smart. But anyway, all that to be said, we are getting ready to go a little long. So let's wrap this up. Please send us your thoughts, feedback, and email to blackfatfempod@gmail.com. You can also send us your thoughts via social medias, or even down to the YouTubes, girl. I see y'all over there on the YouTubes watching our videos and commenting. Would love that for us. But please interact with all of our stuff: Instagram, Twitter, the YouTubes, by using the handle at Black Fat Femme Pod. Cheyenne, our wonderful return guest, where can the
Mhm.
dolls find you?
Okay, there's a couple places. So I'm over at twitch.tv/ShyMod. That is CheyModEE. I also have started DJing. I have not made any mixes yet, but I go by DJ Crymod. That is CrymodEE, and that's on
Yes.
SoundCloud. I also DJ on Twitch, usually on Monday nights or whatever the fuck I feel like it,
Okay.
but I do DJ on Mondays. But and then you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at TikTok, all Shy Modi. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here again. This
Mhm.
honestly, like I said, after 2 weeks of us talking about politics and everything us talking about was so heavy, it was just fun to be able to jump on with somebody that I love and have a good geeky. Like, your demeanor is just everything to me, and so we're
Thank
happy
you.
to have you, and you will be, as long as this show is around, you will be invited to come back in
Please, I would love to.
yes, and to be in our third
Truly.
seat. I love that. Queen Joho, where can the dolls find you, baby?
First, I just gotta say, y'all, just to give some more love to Cheyenne. Like, if you don't follow them, you need to follow them
Please.
right now. They all like support them. They are always amazing work for our community, but also need some work and support themselves too. So like, support them, bitch. Like
Yes.
they
If you
Because
can
are
give
baby,
like
to
they
Kamala,
baby,
you can give to them. Yes.
because
like
baby,
period.
I'm
Like
unemployed, and it's not fun employed no more. At first it was, but month
give
9 is
to
unemployed,
them.
baby. Okay.
Give to them. You, if you're listening to this right now, give to them right now. Pull out your phone, bitch. You be like, girl, I got you, because you know that Cheyenne's gonna give it to you every good way that
Amen.
you need. So please support them for it. My loves, you can find me at Joe Daniels across all socials. And if not there, you can find me at my website, joedaniels.com. And if not there, you can catch me on several news
I know
stations
that's
giving
right.
interview realness, baby. I was out here looking fly as fuck with my little fresh cut, giving you CBS, giving you redacted news station, giving you social media prowess. Like, bitch,
Yes.
I was out here giving it. You will find
Amen.
me on everyone's camera saying,
Mhm.
"Hey, gay,
Mhm.
how you doing,
What is
boo?"
it? Is it uh terps? Is that what the word is? The that news
Who?
station with the people who that be giving the information about Democrats and stuff? I don't know.
Sharp?
I might be lying.
No,
I don't know. But
I would
anyway, there's a
never. I don't know
news
who that is, but
station
no.
for Democrats and for people who talking about politicals. That's what it's given. I might be lying. I don't know. But anyway,
That's pretty.
go off. Yes, you definitely. I'm loving the cut. I'm like I said, if I had hair that would grow back that quickly, I'd do it too. But not on
Yes,
the cat.
very cute.
It's
I am not typically a mullet girly, but I was like, I'm gonna
that.
try a little curly mullet moment. I was like,
It's
ooh,
cute.
she is
It's
working
cute.
It's
I
it.
cute.
love it. I love
Okay.
it. I definitely love it. Well, as for me, you can find me over at www.drjohnpaul. You can also find me online, going off about all of the things related to food, hobbies. I want to also say for everybody who liked my Kamala tweet, thank you so much. I was being very unserious when I tweeted that, and I did not expect the two things I did not expect is one, I did not expect that tweet to do the numbers that it did. It's up almost to 200,000 likes. But I
It was
also
genius.
did not expect the news, different news sites to pick it up and put it on their Instagrams either. I woke up and it's just everybody tagging me, being like, "Oh my god, girl, did you see that your tweet is in so and so?" So it's really cool that people find me funny on the internet, but also hire me because I keep saying that. I am very witty. I am very funny. And a lot of the stuff that other people are posting on their stuff is my stuff. And so please make sure that y'all are looking out for that as well. So I do want to say that. And other than that, you can also find me being gooped and gagged on these last few episodes of Presumed Innocence. My God, if you are not watching that show, you are doing yourself a massive you are literally not doing yourself the justice you deserve. That show is so, and I don't give a lot of shows with white leads that much credit. I really
Mhm.
don't. But Presumed Innocence, baby, when I tell you I am locked in, that show is amazing. It is probably one of the best written shows in 2024 in my opinion, and I watch a lot of fucking TV.
Okay,
So
okay.
please, if you have not locked in, please lock in. But other than that, thank you everybody for listening. We gonna go ahead and shout out all the people here that we love. So we want to thank our producer Bay Wang for all of the work that they do in handling the logistics and making sure that we get amazing guests like Cheyenne here over on the show, and everyone over at iHeartMedia for keeping the show up and running. Baby, when I tell you that this is a labor of love, we mean that in every single way and in every single facet. We definitely love coming to you every single week. We'd also like to shout out our wonderful editor, Chris Rogers, because without him, we would have no show or no visuals. Because unlike Miss Carter, we actually love and support giving people the visuals. This is not a dig at Miss Carter. I want to make that very clear that I love Giselle, the house down boots, but I'm still waiting on visuals that I don't think we're ever going to get. Anyway, that has been another show. Stay black, fat, femme, and fabulous. And remember that Jesus wept, Moses crept, and John the Baptist did the two steps. I love us for real. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.